Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Let me go ahead and remove the background. All right. How is everyone doing this evening? Welcome to another episode of Eight Queens Roundtable Show. Yes, we are here on a different night in a different time. But I told you all that I had a lot of exciting things in store for the Eight Queens Roundtable Show and podcast, and this is one of them. So I am your host, Jacqueline Kabah Harrison, and I have an awesome guest here that's going to speak with you briefly, or shall I say, speak with you in a moment. And she's going to tell you all about this awesome upcoming event. So again, I'm Jacqueline Kabah Harrison. I am your host for Eight Queens Roundtable Show and podcast. And typically we air every Sunday, every second and fourth Sunday of the month at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, I have added a lot of extra show dates in order to bring more information to you guys and keep you abreast of all of the upcoming events that are going on. And she's going to talk to you momentarily about this awesome expo that's actually taking place in Knoxville, right? I have it
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
To be in Knoxville by the one and only host, Keandra Ragland. So, my special guest, let's make sure I get her name right, is Carol Albushon.
Yeah.
I
I know.
tried, everybody. I tried. Hopefully, I got it. I
No,
got
it's good.
close
It's
to that.
good.
Okay, great. So, Carol, go ahead. Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself. Let everyone know, where you're from, a little bit about yourself. Let them know why you decided to participate in this awesome event and a little bit about what you'll be sharing during the event.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me on this show. First of all, it's really exciting to be on here. So my name is Carol Labishon, and I am originally from Memphis, Tennessee, but I moved to Knoxville about 4 months ago. Um, I own Dream Life Marketing, and it's a social media marketing agency. I really enjoy helping entrepreneurs, people that are just starting their business or own a business for a while, but they don't really know where to start on social media. And I really enjoy helping them find their voice, find their brand, and teach them how to get on to social media, which platforms works for them, things like that. And I just love like seeing someone kind of being afraid and seeing them come over those fears and learning how to again find their voice on social media and help them build their confidence on there so they can ultimately build their brand, build themselves, build their business, and bring in those customers. And so that's kind of what I'll be sharing at the event. And I met Keandria about 3 months ago, right when I moved to Knoxville. She had reached out to me about a client of mine and about some social media I did for them. And then we started talking, and she was like, "Well, why don't you come be in the expo as well?" And so now I'm brand new in Knoxville, and I'm really excited to be a part of the event. Just because I'm so new to the area, and I'm excited to meet, other female entrepreneurs in the area as well as the surrounding areas. Um, and just kind of see where things go with this expo and try to help other people find their confidence and voice online through that as well.
Wow, that is so exciting. So I
Yeah.
always like to just kind of get a feel for who the person is behind the brand or behind the business. So
Mhm.
how did you come to know that this is what you wanted to do?
It's unlike any other story, probably of someone in marketing. My path kind of kept bringing me back to sales and marketing, but I actually went to college to be a teacher. And I wanted to be a kindergarten teacher, and I was a nanny for 18 years. And so I just thought that kids was going to be where I was. But, the way that life kind of took me around, kept bringing me back to advertising and sales. And in 2020, during lockdown, I was nannying and I was taking care of the kids, but we had so much time at home. It's like, well, what else can I do? And so I started taking all the courses I possibly could during that lockdown period. And I started growing my business. And so now we're about 2 years into it. And I've completely, you know, replaced my income here in Memphis and moved out to Knoxville. Just had some clients out there and took me out to Knoxville. And so now Dream Life Marketing is officially launched in Knoxville.
So you're actually a full-time entrepreneur.
Yes, I've been a full-time entrepreneur for the last 5 years. This April is 5 years.
Wow, that is amazing. And a lot of I know that this particular workshop and expo focuses on, women entrepreneurs,
Mm-hmm.
whether I would assume whatever phase they're in. I think some of the ladies may be on the fence. Some of the ladies may have just launched their business. So just your story in itself, I'm sure, well, I mean, I feel motivated. So I'm pretty sure a lot of other ladies will be motivated by that as well, because and especially if you have younger children, oftentimes, when we're kind of struggling to balance the career as well as, our home life, that being an entrepreneur allows you a lot more, flexibility, I guess,
Right,
in your schedule to be able to do the types of things that you want to do,
right,
and be able to get as much work done, not having to bring work home, not having to feel guilty because you weren't able to stay at the office another hour or so, so
mhm.
that just, women such as yourself are just a true inspiration to
Thank
all of
you.
us, to know that it is possible. And you actually really enjoy what you do.
Right. And I was in their shoe 5 years ago too. When I finally left my 9 to 5, I was terrified and I didn't even expect to be doing that quite the way it worked out. But now looking back and seeing everything, all the challenges and everything, I mean, God put each one of those things in place for a reason to make me who I am today. And, I was that girl 5 years ago that was like, oh, I could never do that. I want to quit my job so bad, but I can never do that. I can never be her. And now looking back, it's like anyone can do this. Anyone can you just have to have a little bit of faith in yourself and a whole lot of faith in God and just take the leap. And you can create that life that you're wanting to create, whether that's quitting your full-time job or just wanting to bring in some extra income and be with your family some more. That's the ultimate goal, is just being around our loved ones more.
Right. Yep, absolutely. So, as you all know, we are here tonight, with Carol here, because she is a part of the Power Moves Her Revival and Expo, which is taking place in Knoxville, Tennessee, May the 13th and the 14th. And the actual host of this awesome event, is Keandra, and I hope I'm saying your name right, Keandra Ragland. Am I saying her name right?
I think so.
Okay. And if you were near the Knoxville area, I would suggest you definitely go ahead and grab your ticket, which the link itself is actually in the description. Go ahead, click on that link and read a little bit more information about it, and go ahead and grab your ticket. Like I said, if you are a woman of faith, as well as a business owner, or maybe just started your business or looking to start your business, or a seasoned business owner, this summit or this expo will have something for everyone at every phase in their business. And I'm actually just going to read you. I'm going to read you just a little bit, just a few details, so you'll just have a bit of an idea on what you don't want to miss. And like I said, go to that link and you'll get all of the information that you need. So this particular, it's a workshop, and again, it's for the participants to get as much out of it as they can. So you're going to be able to get empowerment as well as practical tools that you can take with you to actually be able to begin to scale your business. Okay, so it's not just, just sit and listen to everyone. You're actually going to get an opportunity to be able to take home a lot of different solutions that will allow you to be able to scale your business. So I'm just going to read you just a little bit here. So it's actually broken up into 4 sections, I believe. Do you know what section you're in, Carol?
I know I'm not exactly
Here
the
you are.
section. I know I'm speaking
Okay,
in 9 and 2.
I see you. You're here with in a section 3.
Okay.
You're
Great.
a section 3. So the particular section she's in is going to be section 3. The different facilitators is Arika Edwards, Angel Tapia, which they're financial consultants with Region Bank, and that's going to be how to start business credit. Then you have the one and only Keandra Ragland. She's going to, her topic is bringing clarity to your purpose and the people you serve. Reach the people who desperately need what you have to offer by crafting a customer avatar, a picture of what a person is, tailoring the perfect message to your ideal customers' secret pains and biggest objective and deepest desires. Ooh, I need to be there. Um, and then there's also going to be another facilitator, and I know I'm probably tearing up this name, Kiami Desiree, and hers is visual branding, and it's creating a color schemes and logo that connects with your style and message. It is about evoking feelings and conveying customers invoking feelings and conveying information through the aesthetic rather than solely text. Wow, that sounds awesome. Something that all of us entrepreneurs need to know and understand.
Oh,
And then last
definitely.
but not least, Miss Carol. She's of Dream Life Marketing Agency, and I love that name by the way.
Thank
And
you.
it's marketing on social media, learning how to monetize your time, enjoying the right clients through ad attraction and engagement and interaction, hashtag research and monitoring your analytics. Oh my God, on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. You actually know how to do that?
Yeah, it's
Oh my
actually not as hard as you think. I'm not a numbers girl,
God.
but these
Okay.
platforms have it laid out so easy.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Yeah. So that sounds, I mean, just, and that's just one day, everybody, that I read. Okay, or one particular segment of it. So definitely go to the link and check out all of the other segments, and register, because just like I said, just even based off of what I read, I mean, you're getting so much out of it just in that one segment. So this is, if you're a business owner, you're a woman of faith, and this is where you need to be. Knoxville, Tennessee,
Yes. Yes.
on May 13th and 14th, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Enjoying Carol and the others, definitely. And it again is called the Power, or should I say, the Power Moves Her Revival and Expo. So, Carol, we have a little more time, so I just kind of like for you to share whatever you feel comfortable sharing. I don't know if you want to maybe talk a little bit more about what you have found, or maybe some of the pitfalls, I guess, maybe from some of your clients, or maybe if you wouldn't mind maybe sharing just a little inkling of what you're going to be talking about on that day, either or.
Yeah, definitely. So I think one of the big things right now everyone knows is video. And TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere you turn, there's those little short videos. And they can be scary when you're an entrepreneur starting out and you're trying to run your business. And you're like, I know I need to be on there, but I don't quite know where to start. That's what I love helping people do, is kind of, they know they need to be on video, but it's like, where do they start? So my advice whenever I'm starting with a brand new client and we're talking about video, it's start where you're comfortable. Do an introduction video, and they're 30 seconds to, or 15 to 30 seconds is enough. So just get dressed up, make an introduction video, make an introduction for yourself and your business, and then kind of how you can help your client through what the service or product that you're offering. And then there's 3 videos right there. And normally typically when we get past those first 3 videos, they're kind of more confident and they're like, okay, I did it. And then we post it on there, and then they start seeing the positive reactions that from their friends and family or the people that are watching them. And just starting with those first 3 videos can help take you way further and start getting you on that video. Because video is really where social media is going. We all see it, but it's, it's where we all need to be.
All right. Okay. All right. We have someone else that has joined us. The lady of the hour, the
Hello.
facilitator, the host of this awesome event that we're talking about. So we're gonna let her go ahead and introduce yourself, Coach, and let them know, who you are. Let them know about the event and why they don't want to miss it.
Okay, can you all hear me okay?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
good. All right, awesome. So I'm grateful and thankful for everyone who is joining us. And yes, I thought I'd just pop in tonight and just join the party, right? And so I am author coach Keandria Ragland, and I am the host of the Power Boost Her Revival in Expo. As a coach, I coach Christian professional women who are Christian. I'm sorry, I'm all tongue tied. Y'all was moving around, but I wanted to jump on. But I help Christian professional women who are stuck, helping them to identify limits and beliefs that have prevented them from being the best women that they are called to be. And as my main mission is to lead, serve, and elevate. And this is really bringing it all into this event, just really helping us as women in our startup phase of our business, in our life phase of our business, to remind you not to give up on your gift, that your gift matters. And when it comes to the revival piece on Friday, we are standing on the scripture Philippians 1 and 6. He who began a great work in you is faithful to complete it until the day of Jesus Christ. And so it's a refreshing moment, a revival. Basically, it's revival. That very thing that God has gifted you for and you have been gifted for it. Love what you do and do what you love. A lot of times, life will throw us obstacles in life, curveballs in life, and yes, sometimes we get off track. But this very moment, you know that you have that business in you. You know that you have this ministry in you. And maybe you have started and you have put it down. Maybe you have started and you're just struggling and you wondering if this is for me. Yes, it is for you. And you know it's for you. So let's search the deepest things that's within you and bring it back to life. That very moment when you knew that gift was for you, that ministry was for you, that business for you, you was on fire and couldn't nobody tell you nothing. You had the vision and you still have the vision. So let's shake it up again. Let's revive that thing again. Let's have that refreshing fire again. Let's get that excitement back into you, that momentum back in you, that motivation back into you. And yes, that's why you need to be at the revival, because it's time that we move out of the fear, move out of the undoubt, and press forward into a higher calling. So once we can break those shackles, break that fear, break that undoubt, break that uncertainty of what may be next, we have to step out of the dark places, right? We have to find out what is next. So in our next, guess what? That's where the workshops come in. So we have 7 Saturday is jam packed full of workshops. I'm telling you, as an author, as a coach, as a small business female entrepreneur, don't stay stuck in not knowing what's next. Okay. In your next, we are providing you how to start your business credit. In your next, we are providing you with information on how to market on social media. In your next, we are showing you how and talk about your branding when it comes to your logos, your fonts, and when it comes to your visual, when it comes to your pictures, because a lot of times we are posting, but we're not posting when it connects to our brand and the people that we're called to serve, right? And who we're speaking to. So you got to know your audience, right? So in your next, we are talking about, as an author, as a coach, a lot of us is taking the stage and we are speaking, right? So we got to have our speaker sheets together, right? So even in the clarity in your purpose and the people you serve, that's understanding, that's researching who you are serving, your ideal customer, your ideal client, what are their pains, and what type of services are you bringing to help them in that pain so they can come out. What is that end result that you're willing to have? What is your mission statement? What is the reason you're doing what you're doing? So listen, don't stay stuck in the unknown. It's time to take the next.
So you know what? Let me ask you this. Where did the idea of this expo, this revival, where did this come from?
So my vision, this vision was given to, and I don't want to take up all the time because I really want, you know, Cara to, take some time in what she's bringing when it comes to her expertise. But this vision really was given to me 2 years ago. I'm a visionary, right? And so I write down everything and just thinking about my personal life and where I started as a self-published author back in 2018 when I thought about my life and thinking that, I always been the entrepreneur, I, started with Mary Kay, and from Mary Kay, I went from selling scrubs, and from selling, it's like I can't put it down, like it's in me, right? That part of being an entrepreneur, a female entrepreneur, is in me. So when it came to the Lord just telling me, looking over my life, even from having a becoming pregnant at 15 and having my child at 15, and how He just really just through my faith, through my relationship, the building of my faith, in the building in the relationship with Christ Jesus, how He just really has grew me and developed me into the woman that I am. He told me to write a book, make it a book when it comes to your story, when it came to my story. And then instantly I was like, Lord, you're not, you're talking to me? Like writing a book, I mean, journaling is one thing, but making the book is another. So even just pressing forward, in this journey from 2018, and even becoming a co-author, and from a co-author to coaching, I love one thing about me is when you know your gift, you know your gift, and that's why I'm telling you that your gift matters. Because one thing that I know for sure, that I am a teacher. I love coaching. Because it puts me in a position to be able to teach, right? And so as I continue to grow, as I continue to write, and the Lord continue to download visions, that's where this came about. And so at the time and the place of my life, in the season that I was in, He was reminding me that your gift matters. Your gift matters. He who has began a good thing in you is faithful to complete it. He was reminding me that greater am I that's within you than he who is in the world. He was reminding me not to give up on my gift, not to give up on the talent and the thing that I love to do. He was reminding me that. And so in the midst of all of that, and I'm writing, and that's when this was given to me. And at the time I knew I couldn't move on it at that moment and at that season. But I knew that when it was time for me to move on it, He was going to give me the move. And so here we are, almost 2 years later, and prior to 2022, He said move. And I was like, He told me to move in more than one area, but one of them was this. And I said, Lord, this is not just a 1 day event. This is a 2 day event. So at that time, I knew that this was bigger than me at this moment in my time, in the timing. I knew that I was going to have to complete, to trust 100% on Him. And guess what? I am trusting completely on Him, 100%, right? And everybody that is connected and networking with this move, it's a connection from God. It's a connection from God. Nobody is a part of this that's by mistake. Nobody. It's a move from God. So it's a move, y'all. It's a move of God. And so that's why I encourage every woman that may be saying that this is my time, this is my season, this is my move, because it's a move. This momentum, this spirit, this thing is moving. All I can say is moving, because when He told me to move, all I could do was move. And He said once I moved, what no turning back. And guess what? It's not turning back. It's too late now. So that's where that, and it's manifesting. You know what I'm saying? We have to move from yes, it becomes visions. It becomes you start with the visions, you start with the dreams, but at some point it has to become a reality. And so sometimes we're saying 1 day, 1 day, 1 day. But at the same time, we also have to ask ourselves, when is that 1 day? When are you going to move on it? What are you scared of? You know, And so we breaking that fear, because a lot of times instead of us going through the process, we want to go over the process. We want to have it all put together. But guess what? Sometimes it doesn't work that way, because faith, sometimes it's working in the supernatural realm. Faith
Mhm.
without works is dead. For one, we got to move. And then two, we also have to know that, we can't always focus on what's seen. But when we move in obedience and we trust Him completely, He will connect the pieces. He's still connecting the pieces each and every day. And so that comes with the relationship, right? That just comes with our relationship. And so He just had me in that place, and He has to really have me in that season where, yes, it was scary. Sometimes it still is scary, but when I sit back and I just watch God, it's like I'm watching a movie. I'm like, Lord, you are moving, and all I can continue to do is trust the process. And so I trust
Mhm.
in this process. This thing is not about just me. It's about every single person that's coming forth and volunteering their expertise and the thing that God has given them. And so everybody is going to be impacted in such a way where you also going to walk away and you're going to say, wow, that ain't nobody but God.
Oh, there we go. I almost didn't want to come off mute. I mean, I just, I just want to say that it's just like, to me, it's so right on time. Like, I wish I had a,
Mhm.
participated in something like this like 3, 4 years ago. You know what I mean? I mean, because like you said, it's like sometimes I think people, it's easy to lose motivation, or it's easy to say, I don't know which way to turn. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to focus on. I don't know what I'm looking for or what's important. So I think this is just an excellent idea to be able to put something like this together so that women in business can benefit. You know, so so Carol, and I know we were getting ready to touch on it earlier. If you
Yeah.
could just tell us just a little bit, I know you're not going to give everything away, but just give us some idea of some of your gems that you're going to share. Like I said, just a little bit, just to keep them. You know, I know you're not going to give too much away.
Yeah. So I'm going to be teaching about just how to optimize your social media, where you taking it from where you are right now and kind of giving you just some of that direction to get started so that you can start bringing in those clients and reaching your ideal client. And I really feel like, I was trying to kind of make it all, well, it seems like it all kind of was flowing together on what I was going to talk about and what Keandra is going to talk about. She's going to be talking about what your ideal client looks like. And I had already planned on using social media to find that ideal client. And so when she was saying that, I was like, that's so perfect, because I'm going to show you how to go find them, and then how to build that relationship through the screen. Because, that can be tricky, because you feel like it's not as personal, but there's ways to where you can create that community through your social media and talk to the camera, but make them feel like you're talking to a friend, and it's just you and that client or that person on the other side of it watching your content. And so I'm gonna be teaching on ways to build that connection, that community through your social media, how to read those analytics so that you can move forward and see, this posted really well, so let's start making more of those. Or this post didn't do so well, so let's kind of not make so many of those posts, and more about what your client actually is wanting to see. And it's not as hard as it sounds. These platforms make the analytics and all of that very, very easy to understand. And so I'm going to break that down to where you can understand it, and then show like how, each different platform kind of works. Because, it's all social media. They're all used a little bit differently. How one's for nurturing your people, one's for really bringing in that cold market. So that's what I'm going to be kind of breaking down to where just, someone just brand new getting started can understand.
You know what? I wanted to. What platforms are you going to cover?
Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. A little bit of TikTok. That just kind of goes with the whole video thing. But, you can post the same video on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok as well.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
said LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Okay.
Yes.
And a little bit of TikTok. So are you gonna do any talking about Clubhouse?
So I'm actually not familiar with Clubhouse because I do not have an Apple phone.
Okay.
And Clubhouse, well, and you have to be invited to it. And I just haven't, I don't know, I haven't seen a whole lot on Clubhouse like here lately. So I personally am not super, um, versed on that. But Instagram and Facebook are like my babies.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I just said that because I know when it first came out, I know it was strictly for Apple users. Then
Mhm.
of course, the Androids they're like, okay, we got to get
Yeah.
in on this too, But I don't know, how the process varies.
Yeah, so
In
I
terms
feel
of
like I
getting
kind of
invited and
missed
stuff.
it because I didn't have an Apple phone in the beginning. So, when everyone was like, "Oh, let's go over here on Clubhouse," I kind of missed it because, from the beginning I was not
Mhm.
an Apple user. And so I feel like I kind of missed that boat a little bit.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good though. Facebook, Instagram, and I know they're both connected, right? They're,
Hmm.
two totally different things, but they're both connected. And
Yeah,
then
Facebook
LinkedIn.
owns Instagram now.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. What about Twitter? Do you know a lot about Twitter, or is that
I
something
do know a little
different?
bit. It really depends on the industry that you're in.
Okay.
If you're, in an industry that is out there, like really in sales, like, I mean, so like my industry, it's not so much on Twitter. Twitter's very much for like sharing news, current
Mhm.
events, things like that.
Okay.
When
Okay.
you're trying to connect and build a community and make those sales, those are more on the other platforms.
Okay. Okay. All
Mhm.
right. I just, I don't know. For some reason, I automatically just thought about politicians, and I'm not gonna say the
Yeah.
name. Just
Yep.
jumping on Twitter, oh, so and so tweeted this, they tweeted that. But I'm not on Twitter. I've never tweeted, so I don't know. But yeah, I use
Yeah,
primarily.
they're and the people that I know or that I've helped with Twitter, they were politicians, they were attorneys, or in the sports industry, sports broadcasters, things like that. Very, in the UT area, those people are definitely on Twitter, putting out those scores, putting out the plays, things like that, the sports news. But Twitter is kind of more for information, where the other platforms are, like I said, getting those sales.
Okay. Wow, that sounds exciting. Okay. All
And
right.
this and
Well,
that's another thing too, with this workshop is, and I'm sure Jacqueline, you can relate. We a lot of us can relate. I'm still early in my startup, in my launch stages, and many of us are because we learning. I mean, from writing the book, it's like, okay, what's next, right? So for me, that's kind of how it was for me too. From writing the book, it's like, what's next? Because now you're not just dealing with, okay, your book, but now you're dealing with your story, because it's not only the book that you're trying to sell, right? You're trying to show your story, and so in sharing your story, that becomes, you're now becoming to speak because you're speaking before the mass. You know what I'm saying? So and that's a whole nother realm. So you thinking, oh, you being poured on, right? And so okay, I went from writing, then I gotta talk. Then I gotta speak. Then I got to, I have to leverage my content in my book, and so you start hearing those different terms, and you're not really. What happens is sometimes if you're not familiar with a lot of terms and what's next, we shrink back.
Mhm.
And so that has happened. You shrink back and you're like, okay, you become intimidated of all the other stuff that you hear, like speaking engagement. You're like, I'm not a speaker. Now you hear coach, then you start hearing, okay, email marketing, then you start hearing, who is your ideal client? Who is your what? You start hearing avatar. You start hearing, I mean, like the marketing on social media. I'm not a marketer, you know. It's so many different areas. It takes you in so many different other lanes.
Mhm.
But once you become educated, we all are becoming educated. Now that I know a little bit about Avatar, people laugh at me and they was like, how many people, because I ask people, do you know what an avatar is? They be like, how many people have you actually have actually told you that they didn't know what an avatar is? And I was like, be surprised. Some people have told me that they didn't know what an avatar was. I was one. I'm not embarrassed to say, because when I first got on the call about how to recreate my content in my book, because I didn't want it just to end with the book. I wanted to now build my clientele so I can continue to have a lasting relationship with them, right? And so that's where the coaching comes from, because we're not just telling you what to do, but at the same time, we're asking questions that prompt to search those deepest things that's in you, so you can continue to know your next, so you can set your short term goals, your
Mhm.
long term goals, and not just stop at the book, not just stop, in your journey at 6 months, you know what I'm saying, or 1 year, but no, you want it to be a continuous growing in your season, because in your business, because now you're not only an author, but now you're moving in business, because you're reaping the revenue, right? And so back to me saying, okay, that I'm training, because we have to invest in ourselves in order for us to scale and excel. We gotta what? We have to invest in ourselves, right? Everybody is not going to give it to us free. Yes, we are going to get some things free, but sometimes it takes a little bit more, and we have to invest in ourselves. That's the only way that we're going to grow.
Mhm.
That's the only way that we're going to scale and excel and reap the revenue. That the book ain't going to make you rich. And so, but not only we're talking about the revenue, how to optimize and leverage your books as an author, because I know a lot of some people get in it for the money, and some people really have a heart for it, and I personally have a heart for it, and because I really do have a heart for it, I truly believe that in all that we are getting, that we get understanding, right? And so we don't want to just keep receiving information, but we want to implement, by getting in front of the right people, the people that specialize in marketing, the people that specialize in broadcasting, because that is one of the classes, broadcasting. So we want to get in front of the people that specialize in marketing. We want to get in front of the people that specialize in broadcasting. We want to get in front of the people that specialize in helping us or teaching us how to start our business credit. You hear a lot of people talking about LLCs, but we gotta talk about the EINs, we gotta talk about the DUNS number, we gotta talk about LLC. Let's talk about it. Let's get a little bit more understanding again, and all that we are getting. Let us get understanding. So let's get in front of the people that specialize in that lane to teach us, right? And so with the workshops that will be held on May 14th, it's 7 breakout sessions, 7 classes, right? Where you have the opportunity to get in front of the people that specialize in these specialties, right? $55 for where you have the opportunity to pick from these 7 classes. You will have the 7 breakout sessions. When you register, now the tickets are 65. There was an early bird special, but the early bird special has ended. So if the tickets are 65 still, that's cheap, y'all. It's a cheap investment to get in front of the special people, the people that specialize in marketing, in broadcasting, in business credit, and I mean, it's speaking, not just the speaker's one sheet, but how to position yourself to become more visible, how to increase your credibility. And so again, it's $65 is a little of an investment to get in front of the people, not just to receive information, but to get hands-on help. I'm a visual person. I'm a hands-on person. So we can talk all day, but I'm like, I need to put my hands to work. I have to be in action. So this is an opportunity not just for you to listen, but this is an opportunity for you to bring your laptops, an opportunity for you to get hands-on help, and for you to get understanding. And all that you get understanding. So when you walk away, you're not gonna just walk away with a lot of just information, but you're gonna have those basic steps to get you started. Or if you are started, what's the next basic steps, right? So if you already at the first 5 basic steps, now let's take the next 5 basic steps, right? So we can not only work on our short term goals, but we can work on our long term goals. Or even if you work by quarters, Let's start working on your quarters. You know what I'm saying? So whether you in the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter. So let's make sure that you have clear clarity and understanding on what you are doing in the lane you're supposed to be in, and working your branding and making sure you're connecting with the right clients, the right customers, and yeah, we're using our time wisely.
You know what? I meant to ask this before. Is there going to be a virtual component to this?
It will not be a virtual component.
Okay,
Not yet.
okay, okay,
Yes.
okay. Wow. This is really, really exciting. So again, everyone, the link to read up more about the expo and to register has been included in the write-up, which should be just above the video. Okay, so go ahead, click on that link, and get your ticket and get ready. Because this is what, like 2 weeks or two and a half, about
Yep.
2 weeks now.
We have what, almost two and a half weeks.
Okay.
Yep, May 13th and May 14th, and this
Mhm.
time is moving, but tickets are still available. We still have tickets available. Oh, we don't want to forget about the vendors. So we will have a networking and vendors fair. So on both days, on Friday night starts at 7 o'clock p.m. And we didn't mention the location. This location is in Knoxville, Tennessee, at FFCC Fellowship Hall, and the address is 4027 Paper Mill Drive, Knoxville, Tennessee 37909. So yes, this is in Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee. We invite you to Tennessee. If you're not from Tennessee, you are welcome. Our hands are open. We are ready to just set the atmosphere for you to position your mind, mentally, physically, and emotionally, so we can just take you to the next level and just come have fun with our vendors, network with our vendors. It's a women's explosion. We all are in business. So we have paparazzi, we have Kingdom Corners, we just selling like purses, billfolds, bottle cases. We have Mary Kay. We have some several booths that's going to be kind of bringing awareness to the community, like Tread Walk, helping us as women to to talk. We're going to talk a little bit about health, when it comes to walking and just coming together in sisterhood, right? And so also we have a lady there where she's a dually. She'll be bringing awareness to that as well. We have some other authors in the house that's going to be selling our books, like devotional books, like beads. There's a lady that she's going to be doing like beads, like bracelets and stuff like that. But we have, again, just come and connect with the women in business, author, coaches, small business, female entrepreneurs. Y'all, it's a women explosion, and we are growing, we are building, we are learning together for our next.
Yes, yes, yes. And thank you so much for allowing me to interview some of your speakers and you as well to be able to bring more awareness to this awesome event.
Yes, yes,
Wow.
yes, yes, yes.
So we're going to go ahead and close out. Did anybody have anything else they wanted to add before we close out? Carol, did you tell everybody how to reach you or where they can reach you?
So you can reach me on Facebook. My personal one is Carol Labishon, and then my business one is Dream Life Marketing. They're both on Facebook, as well as Instagram. That's the best way to reach me, is probably Facebook.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
So,
thank you so much for having me on here.
yeah.
And I want to take the time just to tell you, Jacqueline, thank you so much for
Mhm.
sponsoring us. And so we just really appreciate you for just investing and helping us to really just get the message out. And so, yeah, you may not be present, like in the house present, but you are present, right? You are a part of the move, and we just thank you for being a part of this move. And we just give you, all of us, we just love, 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 love. So
Oh,
bless the Queen's Round Table, and we speak blessings over everything that you're doing as a business entrepreneur, and we know that you are moving in your next, and you are moving in your greater. And so, guess what? We are all are moving together and growing together, so we can see the manifestations together and lifting each other up as women.
Yep, absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm going to go ahead and close it out. So again, you have joined us for Eight Queens Roundtable Show and Podcast, which, like I was saying before, typically it was every second and fourth Sunday of the month, right? But I have expanded, as you see, what is today? A Tuesday night, 7:30. So we're moving and shaking. We're moving on to that next. So I'm adding additional shows. So if you have an event that you would like to, bring more exposure to. You have a book collaboration anthology that you would also like to bring more exposure to, or if you have a new digital product or a book that's coming out, reach out to me. Click on that link that's also included in the description and list it out. Let's have a conversation. And you can be the next guest on Eight Queens Roundtable Show and Podcast. Also, I have to let you know two things. I also have the Eight Queens Roundtable Leadership Symposium that is coming up next month, and it's going to be May the 21st. That's Saturday, May the 21st. So it's going to be closing out soon, but at this time, I'm still looking for speakers. So if you are interested in being a speaker at the event, then definitely let me know. It's actually titled Born to Lead, Awakening the Leader Within. And we're going to be actually honoring the most influential women in business. So, all of you business owners, influencers, please bring your leadership skills and share it with the other ladies to help them level up, to help them scale up their business. The link for that is actually not included, but I'll have to go and actually add that. But definitely, if you're interested in speaking, like I said, you want maximum exposure, we're going to be streaming on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and it will also go up on the Women Win Television Network. And last but definitely not least, if you are interested in being a show host on the Eight Queens Roundtable channel on the Women Win Network, then definitely shoot me an email and put Women Win in the subject line, and let's sit down and have a chat about that, and let's see how we can get you your own show. And my email address is realizing your potential. The number is 123 at gmail.com. All right. Good night, everyone. Talk to you again soon. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.